Hey friends, Lucian here with the Bullish Bears team. This video is going to be about how I build my swing trade watch list. And when you see me doing this, this is going to be for large caps. Same kind of concept for when I'm doing the penny stocks watch list. You'll see we post these every single night within our Discord. So we do our watch lists, which are stocks to watch, and then we have our alert signals that go behind it. Right? So our alert signals are not buy and sell, right? We're not telling you when to buy and sell on these particular stocks, or just in general, we do have real-time options alerts, but we're not telling you to buy or sell. We're showing you when we enter and exit trades or when there's a good setup, but we still highly suggest that you practice trading these. Don't use our alerts, whether it's the alert signals or real-time alerts, to think you're just going to get rich and just do nothing, right? You still have to learn this stuff yourself. So we highly encourage you to practice. Really, it's all about teaching you. So we're an educational trading community. So we're about teaching you how to become your own trader, because that's going to be the way that you succeed long term as a trader, not relying upon some other traders' alerts. So that being said, I'm going to teach you how I build my swing trade watch list. This is for large caps. It can be applied to penny stocks. It's the same type of kind of philosophy of when I'm doing it. Now, many a times, because I'm doing stuff throughout the day for us, I'll build the watch list after 4 o'clock when the market closes, and I'll tell you why I look at that. But just kind of if you want to get in before the market closes, that last half hour, so 3:30 to 4 o'clock, is the time frame that I personally look for, because I'm looking for that daily chart setup, right? So when I'm posting these alert signals, obviously they don't always fire off. Sometimes they take a few days, but I'm trying to look for something that's going to move in the shorter term, right? So again, we teach bullish and bearish strategies within the Bullish Bears. I still am more of a bullish bias. I'm really a bull flag kind of guy, or when something's about to break out or near those support levels. So I'm more long bias. So you'll see when I put out stuff, I'm more long. And sometimes you might not get something, it might take me a week or so to find something, because the market could be humming up and then I got to wait for a pullback, or it could just be falling and I'm looking for a reversal. But what I'm looking for is, I'm going to kind of show you the psychology of the things that I'm looking for when getting into the trades. And again, you'll see why sometimes I don't get the best setup or the setup that I'm looking for. But you'll see like something like this, AAL right here. I like it when price is kind of falling back down right over to here, and you can kind of see those flags. So like right around in here, price moves up. I'm waiting for it down here, and I'm trying to catch it to put it on the watch list and the alert signals for you guys before it does this, right? So when it's up here, it's obviously near resistance levels. So I'm going to show you how I scan through things, but that's kind of what I'm looking for. It's stuff like that, or when it's hitting like these support levels, kind of goes up, I want it kind of down in these areas, these kind of flag breakouts. So that's what I'm looking for on large caps. Same thing with penny stocks. Sometimes it's a little bit more challenging to find because the charts aren't as clean. But again, this is how we build the watch lists each night. So if you want the alert signals that go behind this, this is where you'd want to join our community. So we do our watch list for free, but our alert signals, which are the areas of support and resistance and the trigger areas, those are done within our Discord, which is the central hub of our trading community. It's awesome. We have a large caps, penny stocks, futures room. We have a chat, both chat and voice rooms in each of those rooms. So you can go in there, talk trade strategy, talk alerts. So we do real-time options alerts as well as our alert signals. So this is going to be specifically for our alert signals. But when you see how I build the watch list, you can apply this to however you swing trade, day trade, whatever you do. Remember, it's the learning the price action, the charts and the patterns. Learn that first, which is the foundation. Price action is the foundation to everything. Then you come in and you do your trading strategy after that, right? So you need to know the foundation first, and that's why it's so important to not rely upon some other trading company or service to call entries and exits. Because what if you're waiting, you're at the bathroom at work, you're sick, something happens, and you're waiting for a trade alert to come through and you miss it, right? You can't blame somebody else, right? Ultimately, every trade that you make is in your hands from start to finish. So you'll see about 10 minutes left to the bell. So I kind of scan through. I just have a large caps. Me personally, I have just like about, I don't know, 30 stocks here in large caps. You'll see just a bunch that I look at. I pull up a daily chart, and then I'm looking for those flags or those pullbacks or stocks that are nearer to support. That's really what I'm looking for, and I'll scan through, right? Sometimes there might be a setup, and I might not put it on, but like, you know, I'm not liking it when it's more up here. I would check it when it's possibly more down here, right? Kind of those flags, kind of right off support. I'd like to catch it when it's down here, not as it's nearer to up here, right? So just kind of talking to you through this as I go through it here. Let me pull up a notepad because I'm going to post, if I find something, I'll post it in our Discord. So I'll put notes up if I find something. So something like this, Shack, you know, so this has a bullish engulfing, kind of at support, possibly a cup formation forming. You know, that might be one of those ones I come back to if I'm not finding something. I might come in and look at that because you can see possibly a double bottom or triple bottom formation forming here. So I like it kind of the smaller candlesticks, but I'll consider it. So I will put that on something that I might come back to take a look at. Remember, if I'm trying to catch it before close, I'm going to try to go through really quickly and kind of see. You know, Boeing has another kind of setup, kind of eh. Now, NVIDIA might be a little intriguing. Not my setup overall, but possible, you know, inverted cup formation forming, possible bullish harami. So again, I like to see these, you know, stocks kind of down in this area. NVIDIA would be something I'd be kind of interested in potentially, right? So you can see kind of as it comes down, might kind of get a pop up for that inverted cup in handle. Again, to learn our patterns, make sure you download our candlesticks course or our candlesticks ebook, which comes with our 2 courses and wallpaper backgrounds. So NVIDIA could be interesting because it's bouncing off the support level, and it's possible it could form a handle, and you can see there's a couple daily gaps right here, right? So if this thing gets a bounce and moves up, it's got a couple daily gaps to fill, and it's right near this left shoulder area in kind of a head. So it could go and bounce up to fill these 2 gaps before it, you know, it could ultimately turn into a head and shoulders. We got to watch and see. But NVIDIA could be a decent bounce. And, you know, that's some potential of a $20 move at some point in the near future, if it holds. Remember, that's why I like to watch kind of towards the end of the day and see if that pattern will hold. So possible bullish harami, but you never know. That's where, you know, the last minute or two, it could tank and have a kind of meh, right? It could end up kind of eh. I like to see nice kind of bullish holds. But, you know, sometimes with these tech stocks or a stock like NVIDIA, you won't get as like, you'll see the wicks and the spinning tops. So that's not as bad, but like I typically, if it was another stock, I'd like to see like a cleaner hold or a hammer, like something more like this on Baidu, you know, kind of like a cleaner hammer. But again, watching this one and see, so this is possible as well. You know, not my favorite, but, you know, it's possible. It might be a symmetrical triangle-ish, but you'll see kind of right down over here. It all depends on what the market's going to do, right? If the market goes up, many times, again, these stocks run with it. So, you know, a stock like this might be hitting here. This lower trend line might hold here, get a bounce up, and then I look and see, you know, if I can get something down over on these areas here, I want to see if I can get you guys something that's going to move kind of in the shorter term that's pretty decent. Like I said, it's not going to be every day. That's why there might be a day or two a week where I don't put anything or there's not much to put on there because the setups aren't great. You might see stuff like this. Now, we do put bearish plays and stuff on there as well. But sometimes, again, with those pullbacks, you get those quick bounces. It's a little bit trickier. So, that you might get a quick reversal down and then it bounces right back up. That's why I kind of try to hit these things off of support right here. So you'll see this is where, again, a few minutes before close, I'd start to watch these. And then if I was to get in on a trade, or I was going to do, again, are you doing shares? Are you buying a straight call? Again, very risky strategy. There's a time and a place, right? Are you doing debit spreads? Are you doing credit spreads? That's all stuff that we teach you in our courses, our next level library, in our chat rooms. But something like this, where I like at the end of the day, is if you were to do a buying a straight call, depending on what your strategy, if it's in the money, if you have time, if I was to do a strategy like that and I liked the setup, I'm not looking to hold this thing long term. I would look, for me personally, again, you don't have to trade like I do, but for me, I like those quick pops. So I might come in at the end of the day like this, get a position. So let's say I was bullish on this, and I'm like, I think this is going to pop in the next day or so. I might go in and I might buy my in-the-money call if I was to buy a call on it. Give myself time. Maybe I'm buying a month out. I might pay extra on it, go a couple strikes in the money, and then I might be looking to sell that pop if I think that's gonna pop in the next day or two. Then I'll get out, right? I'll just sell the pop and get out. So I'm not holding forever on it, right? So that's my psychology on, I like those pops where it's like kind of something like this up to this, like this right here. If it was at the end of the day, I might get my position right here. And then if it popped tomorrow like this, I would take my profits, look for entry, right? So I kind of like those little bull flag breakouts. Again, that's if I'm going a straight up call, right? There's spreads, there's all that other, stuff like that, trading shares. Everybody's size brokerage account is different. But that's kind of like what I'm looking at. So there's 3 minutes left. I'm still going to build the watch list for tomorrow. But that's what I'm looking at. I want to see a bullish hold there on, like a Baidu. Might be interesting there. Let's go back to NVIDIA and see what that's looking at. Like right there. So it still might be holding a possible bullish Harami. So that could be interesting. And what was the other one I was looking at? SHAK. S-H-A-K. Maybe. I still like the other ones a little better because, again, the thing with this I don't like is it's kind of a bigger candlestick, right? Because then I might put it in and then it has a day or two pullback, or then it pulls back down here, right? So I kind of try to avoid putting those on the watch list. Let's look at Beyond Meat, maybe Twitter. So Twitter I put on the other day right around here. It had another fall right here. But look, it could be faking somebody out, like faking you out into the gap before it goes up, right? So Twitter is one of those interesting ones right now. It could go either way, right? So that's where it's, hey, is that a falling wedge? Is that getting ready to break out? Or is it just going to tank, right? So that could be one of those. Got to be careful. Now, AMD runs typically, again, with NVIDIA. So it's a little bit cheaper. So again, I might put NVIDIA or AMD on that one as well. Kind of a falling wedge-ish pattern. Might be getting ready to kind of move and break out. So AMD or reverse, it might reverse, not necessarily break out, but it has some room to run. So I'd actually put on probably AMD as well. So I'll probably take off SHAK. Probably put on AMD, NVIDIA, Baidu. Let's see if there's anything else to show you real quick. Again, I'm not the best with these. These might be consolidation for a cup, cup and handle, or, possible cup pattern. There is a possible. I'm just not as patient with these. You know what I mean? I'm not a really big fan of. I want something like, again, that's got like that flag that might be looking to go and break out. too big of a candlestick here on Walmart. Roku, did I just look at that? Yeah, I just looked at that. Square, man. American Express could be interesting. This might be an inverse head and shoulders or a cup and handle pattern. I kind of have this. So possible handle, possible cup and handle. You know, see if angular support can hold. But again, for me personally, I'd like to see it, for example, I would like to put it on a watch list when it would be down like this, right? So as it's kind of falling, kind of like that sharp, kind of hammer-ish for a move up. Where this has a bullish engulfing, but it's one of those bigger candlesticks. So I wouldn't want to put it on, and then it's like a day or two, and then it comes right back down to here or so. So I want to try to ideally catch it when it's down here or kind of down in these areas. It's fallen, looking to break out. This one could go either kind of way. Doesn't mean it can't go up. That's just kind of the psychology that I'm looking for. So you'll see markets close now at this point. But kind of wanted to show you how to catch it before market closes and then after. So at least after I can see what the pattern is. And, but if you're trying to catch it for a setup the following day. So this is where you could do like a swing trade that turns into, not necessarily, it's not a day trade, right? But if you want to avoid, certain, day trading restrictions, you want to catch it without all the noise, in that first half hour or hour of the bell, great time where you can come in that last half hour, look for the setup overall, see what happens. If you're trading options, get your contracts, your strikes, see what kind of order you're looking to place, get it ready, get those few onto your list, and then it's, then you can kind of gauge, well, what might that stock be doing over the next couple days or so. Again, you don't know exactly, but with these large caps, that's what I really like doing, is just those end of days and just pulling up the daily. Other people will use weekly, other people will use hourly, other people use monthly. Everybody's trading style is different, but a bull flag's a bull flag, right? Just put it or apply it to your time frame. So that's where for the daily, it's kind of a good overall time frame that I can use for putting these alert signals on our watch list out there. So this is again how I do my large caps one. I'll have a separate one for our penny stocks. Same type of psychology behind it. But we post our watch list every night on our website. But if you are a member of our trading community, inside of our Discord, we post the alert signals that go with this. So this is where we map out the support and resistance levels, tell you the areas that we're looking for. We put an alert signal for if a stock, if it breaks a certain level, then you would, map out the support and resistance levels, and then you decide whether you're going to take the trade or not. And that's why we highly suggest taking these signals that we have, using your paper trading account, practice trading, right? It's a great way to practice seeing support, resistance, patterns, signals. Open up your paper account and trade them for a few weeks, a few months when we do these signals. Practice, get good at it, and then slowly scale your way up trading with real money.